Is she? Probably new, but you know.
That's nice to know because you can donate or you guys go
Was it a Camaro?
Steve, you ready?
Good work. It sounds like. Yeah.
It sounds like you need to retire just so you can catch a nap.
Well, my three girlfriends retired. They were so much bigger than today. They're more busy now.
Angela? Okay, thank you.
I mean, you can't, sure.
We'll figure it out. Call this meeting to order. This is the meeting of the Littlestown Area Board of School Directors. This is a live in-person meeting taking place in the public in accordance with the Sunshine Act. By attending and or commenting publicly in this meeting, you are consenting to the recording, retention, and future use of this meeting. This meeting is also being live streamed as convenient to the public. In the event the live stream fails or cannot be transmitted for any reason, the in-person meeting will continue without interruption. Roll call, please.
Danielle Brennan.
Here.
Mary Brennan.
Here.
Brian Moyer.
Here.
Mitch Lovell.
Here.
Jeannie Ewan.
Here.
Janelle Ressler. Here. William Sullivan.
Here.
Carl Thompson.
Here.
Stephen Yerger.
Here.
Please rise to the pledge of allegiance and honor silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Any board acknowledgements or announcements?
Two. Try not to steal too much, but I was privileged to attend two different events in the past week and a half that really highlight positive things that most of our students do. I was in Raython Friday. It was a tremendous event. I got to see the different activities that they do throughout the night. And just was in awe of the fact that our students participate in such an event and raise $19,457.98 for the Diamonds Foundation for traveling cancer. So it was a really a lot of our Girl Scout students and the things that they're doing, not just in our community, but for the other event I was privileged to attend was last week was the Future Business Leaders of America State Leadership Conference for Pennsylvania in Hershey. I was privileged to attend as a conference assistant and a judge. And Littlestown did spectacularly at the SLC. There were numerous awards that were given to our chapter, to our students in their competitive events, and we once again, for 5 straight years, had a state officer from Littlestown. Jonathan Lehigh was reelected. He became the new state treasurer. He was previously vice president at large, so he did a great job, and maybe we'll hear from him. Did Compass still do a report at the end of the month? I think so. Yep, early in the school year. And I also want to give appreciation to Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Becker for having attended the awards dinner and the awards ceremony at the Giant Center. We appreciate the fact that the administration is showing support to our students even beyond the 4 walls of the district. So that's all for me.
Nobody else have anything?
I do. Was able to attend Ace's Easter egg hunt for the district on Saturday. That was actually a lot of fun. Big shout out to Stony Point for donating all the chicken and all the proceeds going back to the district, which is fantastic, or Ace's for field trips. And it was, I think there was 3,000 eggs per group, so I think kindergarten first, second and third, fourth and fifth, and then you had sixth and up. And it was kind of fun. That was neat that they included the sixth in middle school and high schoolers. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, a lot of eggs were filled, a lot of time from the staff and volunteers. It was, I think, a great turnout.
Anything else? I think the previous week before, we had a food truck event, also sponsored by the PTO, was it not? So, it's kind of
I want to acknowledge that we have a pop-up again on our website for kindergarten sign up. I love it.
All right. With that said, we're going to start off with our man substitute representative, Angela, and I'm not even going to try to
Serrano.
Okay.
So, at MAMS, we're beginning our new pride values, which is courage, and that means being brave when facing new or difficult circumstances. All students will also be participating in a lesson on courage in their social studies classes. Another Spirit Week is also upon us. Today was Dress Like Adam Sandler Day, and tomorrow is Favorite Band T-shirt Day. And Wednesday is Swirl Day, while Thursday is Spring Color Board. We are also currently planning a rec night in April, including an open gym and a flow dance. Students will pay $5 to go back and forth between rooms. PBIS will sell pizza, and the student council will be selling glow sticks and bracelets and sunglasses. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. Last month, it was last month, right? We had the wooden roses that were made. Since you asked,
I
Miss
did.
Ewing, you get the wooden rose, so it's not for me.
I know it's not for you.
I don't know if your husband has weapons or not, so that's why. It
Thank you.
came from
Thank you.
school. All right. And substitute for the high school, we got Mr. Jacob Hoffman filling in.
Good afternoon, everyone. So FFA took first, second, and third place of the 11 county teams this year. This year is their 26th victory out of 27 years participated. Caitlin Hare and Caitlin Arnold got first and second place at the public speaking CE, and now move into regionals. 32 students will be going to the spring FFA competition on the 15th. The banquet will be held April 25th with 140 members and guests registered to attend. Lastly, the FFA Spring Plant Sale is coming up the first 2 weeks in May. Astronomy Club has explored the history of NASA and talked about the Lyra meteor shower. The Spanish Honor Society is awaiting national Spanish exam results for 10 members. They also did Spanish lessons at ACES again in 18 different classrooms. 25 members of FBLA attended the PA State Leadership Regional leadership conference last week. John Lehi was elected 25-26 state treasurer. This will be his second term as state officer. Some chapters awards includes 10th place local chapter annual business report, 10th place outstanding chapter, 7th place Big 33 chapter service hours, 5th place state project largest contributions, 2nd place state project per capita contributions. Individual awards include Connor Myers with 1,055 hours community service, Robbie Super, 9th place spreadsheet applications, Braden Sanchez, 8th intro to FBLA, and Vincent Gonella, 5th intro to parliamentary procedures. And the sophomore class is having a spring sub fundraiser. And that is it.
Do we have any questions? Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to go our building principal, and we're going to start off with Mr. Moore. Please.
All right, good evening. I'm going to send this around in a couple of minutes here. I'll start with here to pass it around the pedal. The part something to look at and this goes around. Dr. Gray will try to get it So I just really want to start out with ACEs, just talking a little bit about sort of the theme that's already here tonight about the importance of collaboration, people working together, and what can really be accomplished once the future. So we just recently had our book fair completed and decided to Ms. Faye, the team over there, and done an outstanding job with that. This event was open numerous times to our students throughout the week, throughout the days. And obviously we had two specific times for our families at night with the children. One on Tuesday night was considered family night, and then Thursday night was considered our Title I night, followed back with the students. And really just providing those students an opportunity to get books, to pursue and continue that love for reading, and what we're trying to encourage in our students and bring to the community. So just get excited for the opportunities there. We just recently had an opportunity, and this is what I'll send around from the Gettysburg Times. That was put on one of our posts that Gary sent out, but I just want to send this around. I put the page numbers, 8, 14, 22, and 24, as soon as you get it. So what's coming around is just really Miss Allen and Miss Ballard recently had 50 of their students submit a ad design for the Gettysburg Times, along with other students within the county and the area. 4 of our students got their designs picked, and that's on those respective pages that I mentioned. That was just in the paper this past week on April the 11th, so if you didn't have a chance to see that, that's part of why I brought that tonight. Just really want to shout out to those 4 students, Alan Klump, Kevin Hernandez, Roy Kramer, and Kamaya Norris. Again, their outstanding work and their contributions for ELA classes. They were just cool. So again, exciting stuff for them. It's sort of been mentioned a little bit, but I just again want to highlight again the artists and registry residents that Ms. Carla Long has been working with Ms. Rockowitz with. Again, can't remember, it might have been Carl, but I wasn't for sure Carl was the one though, but yeah, our third graders. This is their students at a very young age that's really demonstrating their skills and their abilities through the efforts and the partnerships for them. Really the emphasis for those students was really the students were to bring an object from home that they would take with them if they were immigrating to a new country. That's sort of the foundational piece that came behind the idea of the concepts of the students' work. And then they sort of photographed those objects and came up with 6 adjectives to describe it, so we can connect back to where piece. And I think Mr. Kay talked a little bit about this last month while I was absent. So we took it into the classroom, just do some poem writing, and some kids sharing their information. Want to talk about just, we have 2 major events. Ms. Ressler spoke about the one, but Really, our partnership with their PTO program here at ACES is outstanding. Back in March, we had a Bingo Day that was fun about as well. Very successful. We raised over $4,000 from that experience. That's being donated here tonight on the agenda. So again, just really a shout out to the PTO team of Maria Hahn, President, Kathy Shipley, Vice President, Emily Meyer, the Secretary, and Rachel Palmer, the Treasurer. Again, their efforts in working with their staff, with Jim Myers, Rachel Wire, and Melissa, a lot of other names. It's just was that listed. The Easter egg hunt, the chicken barbecue that was just referenced was outstanding. There was 18,000 eggs that were put together. And as Ms. Ressler said, there was 4 different age groups, from our preschoolers all the way up to our 6th grade and above. So it was a fabulous event. There were several pictures and posts that came out about that. So again, just a really big thank you, as Ms. Ressler said, to Evan Arndt, Stony Point, Beth Becker, and the foundation. Again, these things can't happen without those types of partnerships that are occurring. And again, those opportunities create fun and exciting events for our students and our families, but it also directly impacts our instructional opportunities. So that money's going back to an academic purpose that's here in their district to help give kids those opportunities beyond the classroom walls that Nick spoke about as well. So those things are critical and important as we continue to go through. So with that being said, the donation here from that will come forward here in the next month. But just want to thank everybody who's involved with those types of partnerships, that they do make a difference. And they're obviously a very positive experience for our students, our staff, and our families. That concludes my report.
Do we have any questions? And make sure you do thank the PTO. I know over the years, Bob and Ed, they have donated a substantial amount of equipment. As we see on the far side of the playground, equipment here. So they're a wonderful organization to support. So I appreciate that. I'm sure others do. That's it. Thank you. Any other questions? Comment? Very nice. Thank you. You two fight over who's next. Dr. Beck, that was very nice to let the lady go.
Good evening. I just have some odds and ends to share with you this evening. So at Maple Avenue, we are in the midst of our course selection process for next year. And so for 7th and 8th graders, that means selecting their electives. We have over 30 electives in the catalog. Most students, almost all students, get to choose 8 of those to take in addition to health, phys ed, and the career course that every student gets. So they have a lot of choices. Remember, I talked about this before, the purpose of this is that students really have the opportunity not just to discover what they're interested in, but equally as important, find out what they're not interested in, so that they can make good choices for their high school programming and their future. We have some transition meetings scheduled between 5th and 6th grade staff, and working on getting things on the books for the 8th to 9th grade transition for the coming year, and having the 5th graders come to visit Maple Avenue in a few weeks. We're getting ready for PSSAs. So this year, all of our students are taking the assessment online. The past few years, all of our regular education students are taking it online, but this year, all of our students, including our learning support students, are taking it online. It cuts down, honestly, a lot on administrative tasks when you're not dealing with labels and booklets and things like that, but there are some real benefits to taking the assessment online. Whether we like it or not, students are very accustomed to doing things online. It feels very natural to them. Students who have accommodations in their IEPs or 504s for perhaps read aloud, things like that, the test will actually read it to them. So that really helps our teachers in delivering the accommodations appropriately to students. Let me see. We are also in the process of working with our students who may at this point be in danger of retention. So in the middle school, our policy is any student who is failing 2 or more courses could be possibly retained for the school year. So at this point, we're well into the 4th marking period already. We have a good sense of students who may be in danger of that. so what we're doing is the teachers are making plans for those students, we're mediating those students. We are meeting with them to talk about priorities for their assignments and how they spend their time, communicating with parents, because our hope, of course, is that every student is successful, and generally speaking, we can get these students up to par and move on to the next grade level. Just the last little piece, I would say Ms. Glass, Ms. Glass and I have been quite busy doing lots of things lately, but always keeping those classroom visits and being visible in hallways and transition times in the forefront of our priorities. This time of year, young and old alike seem to begin to unravel a bit, right? And so it is increasingly important that our presence is there to make sure that that's the other building. Instruction is continuing, that our climate remains cool and calm. Here we are leading up to a nice long holiday break and then coming right back to state testing, and things will just be out of sorts for a while. So just helping to maintain stability and make sure that things are going, business as usual. That is my report. Are there any questions? Great. Hey, Dr.
Good evening, everybody.
That's for us.
Thank you. Basically my theme tonight is going to be talking about the fact that we have so many people kind of outside the walls, as Mr. Lovell talked about, doing things that aren't just the classroom, things that are happening, and I'm not going to get them all, of course, but I have a list of them, and it's going to be much shorter because basically it was already done for me through some information. So I was starting with Mr. Justin Staub and Mr. Nate Staub. You'll see that if you're a Staub, you're busy in our building. So they did a great job of being those folks that were taking the leadership role at the mini-com. It takes a lot of work. I think people don't realize how many meetings and how many things they do to prepare for that. And like we said, it's ending up with a 12-hour event, which